Alright, very good evening ladies and gentlemen, welcome to EHL Season 1 Cycle 2 Group D here between Xinhuan and Thai BG. Babel is gonna be your caster, that's me, and we have Lark. Lark, is everything okay back there in Malaysia? How's the flight? Have you found
flight?
it? Yeah.
Oh, I don't follow the news as much. I honestly
Oh yeah, I
don't really
forgot Caveman Lark.
I don't really give a damn about the flight, to be honest. But that's just me. I think it should be fine. I don't know. I hear a lot of really weird stories from people saying that they kind of found it like already, or things like they speculate that yeah, it's here, it's there. But for me, I just don't really give a
It's
shit.
definitely not on the moon for sure, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah, definitely not.
We have Xinhuan from Singapore today and Thai BG from Thailand. So that's officially going to be the second Thai player into EHL, and do note this is a continuous league in which we showcase some Southeast Asian players every Wednesday night, Friday night and full day Saturday. And really excited as to what we can offer here. But of course there is a word of a no-show, and that's Exo Trigger from Philippines. It's a little bit sad to say that he's not going to be able to join us today, but we're going to do a 3-man group again. And that's it. Xinhuan, do you remember this guy, Lark?
Of course, man. Definitely. We saw him in Han S3. Did a pretty decent job. I think he's solidified his decks a lot more this time around, though. Because if I remember correctly, the last time I casted him was with Seth, and we were kind of questioning his mage deck. I think it was just more or less because he didn't really have the cards he wanted to run. Because he was like running more of like a part aggro, part control. So it didn't really work out in the end. But nevertheless, I mean, I'm liking the decks that he's bringing today. He's got, you know, your very standard Watcher Druid. You've got his Shaman as well. I'm very interested to see his Shaman because I won't give too much info about it, but yeah, some pretty interesting cards inside there. And his Warlock, of course, also another one to be on the lookout for because that's more or less the Zoo deck that's very popular right now in the metagame.
Yeah, and personally, I will always remember Xinhuan as the guy who misplayed the ex-wife. If you remember, Savannah's winner. Yeah. So that's Xinhuan for you guys. But yeah, anyway, because Exo Trigger is not here today, we're gonna have good news that we will not see a full Filipino roster in the playoff, and that's because the other player in this group is gonna be Zong from Malaysia, and everything else should be fine. That's it. I do believe the first game is going to start here. And what do you think both sides can open with?
And I think for Xinhuan, he's probably gonna
robot.
go for his Druid.
Lark, you're lagging. Hello.
I'm gonna one second.
Oh my god, that was robotic Lark.
Hello.
Yeah, it's still not as good. Like, are you fine, Lark? Can you hear me? Oh my god. Are you running on electricity as well? I heard there's no water in Malaysia, but now it's raining again.
There is no water.
Oh my god,
any
so bad.
problems with connection? No. Okay, hold on.
Let's just do a recall. Let's just see. This is.
Hello.
Yeah, slightly better. All right.
Yeah, it's just weird. I think I don't know. I was pinging it was still so not too sure about that.
Okay, anyway, first game's gonna start here, and I was asking what do you think they're gonna play? I'll start with.
Yeah. Thinking that probably someone's gonna be running I guess the Druid is always the staple to kind of start off with. As for Type G, I think his decks honestly. He's running kind of very different. What do you call this? A Druid deck, so that would be pretty good.
Alright. I'm actually gonna take a look here and see what they're gonna start with very quickly and easily. But I do believe that the first game is gonna start and it's well underway. And we do have 2 hand cams here just in case you guys are watching EHL for the first time, and we have also 2 players gonna be on different side of this board. Of course, we will not be able to show perfect animation, and of course this is gonna be a bit of a lag fest because both of these players got slightly lesser than 2 megabyte per second upload speed, so I hope it's generally gonna be okay. But yeah, that's still gonna be one of the more interesting stuff we're gonna have to work on as well. And until they expected him, there's nothing much I could probably do there. So there we go, first game, it's gonna be a Druid Mirror matchup. Pretty interesting to see that. TaiBG gonna take the bottom half of this board, and you're gonna be looking at it from the Thai perspective. Sinhuan gonna take the top half as the Singaporean. And again, the starting hand is not looking good here for Sinhuan already with double Ancient of Lore. So I don't know what's probably happening here for him, but he's...
Well, he can actually innervate Druid of the Claw next turn.
Yeah, for
potentially. Sure. Yeah, that would be awesome.
That's very good stuff. Good notice there by Lark while I was doing 5 things at the same time. But yeah, we have Innervate, Drift the Claw for Sinhuan. I just don't like the fact he's got double Ancient of Lore, because even if he does do that, he's gonna have a pretty empty turn 4. And yeah, and stuff like that. So he definitely needs to work on that that RNG factor. Definitely innovate here, because if he doesn't do that, I mean, I'm surprised as well that TaiBG's hand looks like shit.
Yeah, I mean, you look at TaiBG's hand, it's actually not as bad. He has the Ancient of War, Ancient of Lore, and that's actually a really good card nowadays, because there's no more things like Tinkmaster Overspark to kind of screw up your day with when you use that. You know, there's still things like the Black Knight, but of course, still, it's a very, very strong card now without the presence of that, you know, Tinkmaster Overspark. And he's actually gonna go ahead and show a Yeti here. Unfortunately for him, that can actually be easily taken care of if Sinhuan decides to attack into it. Or he could just play, he could just play his Harvest Golem and go for face is also fine.
I mean, he needs to decide whether this is gonna be a control moment or aggro moment, but generally looking at his deck list, I would say that it's still a control deck, but with the taunt there, you always have the advantage of forcing the opponent to address the minion as compared to going for it directly. So yeah, but when he does stuff like that, he needs to understand that there's always the possibility of a swipe coming in and stuff like that, and you don't want to have to deal with those kind of stuff so early on. And now we're looking at a hand of TaiBG. What do you think he could play here?
Well, he can potentially... let's see here. He can swipe the 4/6. Well, actually no, he doesn't have enough mana. He doesn't have enough mana to claw plus swipe. I guess his best option here is to actually run his 4/5 into the 4/6 and then kill that off with a claw, and then he can just use the Wrath to kill off the 2/3 and leave a 2/1 on the board. I think that would, or he could do this. I guess that's fine, but at the same time, it doesn't clear off the 4/6, and it will actually eventually die a lot more faster.
You die to 2/3 for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not looking so good right now for TaiBG. Doesn't really have a play, so he's gonna... Oh, he's actually gonna use Blood Mage Thalanos plus Wrath for the card draw, I believe. Yep.
Yeah, I kinda like this a little bit better because he at least gets extra card and maintains the card lead here. Also killing the 4/2, but here comes the Black Knight. Look at that tease there, man. Would have been an easy answer, but of course now only at turn 4 will not have the opportunity to use that. Now back to Sinhuan. Sinhuan picks up a Keeper of the Grove. Now that's gonna be pretty nice default answer onto either the Yeti or the 1/1, but both of which will die. I would personally like it if he does the Moonfire on the 4/1, so his 2/3 will survive. But generally it's gonna be up to him to decide what he can do. Alternatively, he can run the Druid of the Claw for the extra, putting the bear back to where it belongs, and that should still be okay. But if he does that, he's not gonna maintain any form of bot control. I actually kind of prefer Keeper of the Grove a little bit better.
Yeah, he has to Keeper of the Grove here. The reason why is that it's so sad that he's stuck in this situation where both cards are actually quite a hindrance to him, and he doesn't quite have the mana yet to actually deal with this. Doesn't have that 6 mana, so they can actually, still have a little bit more footing in this game. But in doing this bear form though, if TaiBG has something like a swipe, that 4/6 is going to die nevertheless. So I don't really agree with the play. I guess he should have just Moonfired there, but in putting that big minion on the board, it does kind of force out TaiBG to have to swipe the target, which would mean that one swipe is gone. So the bigger minions like Kayn and Bloodhoof and Ancient of Lore and all that kind of jazz will be able to be set up on the board freely without having to worry about it, dying so easily.
Yeah, pretty okay, and still, we do see the default swipe coming out very easily and nicely using the hero power to pick up the 4-1. We still have the 1-1 here that's gonna survive, and it's gonna be back to Sin Juan's hand. Sinman will pick up a card. I think it's gonna be a Spellbreaker. Now that's gonna be a complete waste here. Playing Current Bloodhoof is pretty decent. I guess it's the only play he has here, so there's no doubt about that. Now back to TyBG.
Yeah, for TyBG, he needs to find a way to get rid of this, unfortunately.
Oh, Luck just disconnected. There. Yeah, but anyway, he is gonna play the Harvest Golem, and you just disconnected, bro.
I don't know, I was still in the call. But you
maybe it's me then, but it shouldn't be me because I have stream up and stream's fine.
Same. Anyways, I think you sound a little bit better now. But yeah, okay. Jumping back into this
oh my
game.
God, Skype sucks. Anyway, back to this game. Yeah, please.
He had no option but to only play the Ooze and the 2-3 because everything else is just, you know, it has no option of using them. Like, what is he gonna do with the what do you call this? With the Defender of Argus and Hero Power? He can't really do anything. So his only option there was just to play the Ooze and the what do you call this? The Harvest Golem. If he wanted to, you know, put some pressure onto the board again. At least this way. I mean, it's still not favorable for him because he has to trade 2 cards to get rid of the 4/5. So again, it's not the best, but I mean, at least you put something on the board to, you know, kind of address that 4/5 here. Which you see right now, Zinwan's deciding whether or not to attack into the 3/2 or the 2/3. Here I would actually use the 4/5 to kill off the 1/1 rather than going for face, but I guess he prefers that option here.
He's playing very aggressively here, and that's playing very greedy as well. We have Defender Argus coming out, that's gonna smash his streams right there. Of course, it's not gonna be able to kill the 5/5 without the help of Shadow Sun Cleric. It's gonna come in here very nicely. So the Ooze is gonna trade with the 5/5, and he needs to make his mind, pick up his mind, because there is nothing to probably kill the 4/5 effectively.
Yeah, like, oh, he's actually gonna kill off the 5/5 instead. I think I kind of agree with that actually, to be honest. Running the 5/4 into the 5/5, because if he top deck something like a what do you call this? Like a Keeper of the Grove. Wait, let me check his deck list. I think he runs Keeper of the Grove. Yeah, if he top decks one of his Keeper of the Groves, which he has not drawn yet, he will be able to silence Kirin Bloodhoof and that come back to life. So that's actually pretty good out there for TyBG against this Kirin Bloodhoof on the board. But yeah, I mean, Zinwan for now surprisingly has an option here to use the Black Knight to kill off the 3/4. Or he could just run his 4/5 into the 3/4 and then swipe the 2/3. But then again, also feels like a bit of overkill. He doesn't have his, unfortunately for him, he doesn't have his spell power card right now. Alternatively, he could also just silence the 3/4 and play the Yeti and attack face, or he could just clear the board.
Yeah, I actually kind of like the fact that you can go for either way, either of those options there, but of course swipe is what I kind of prefer a little bit more, seeing how it's actually going to kill 2 minions and which will die. I would
Yeah, for sure. He can do that, and I guess that's also not as bad because at least that way, I mean, he has the card advantage. TyBG has 3 cards in hand, but again, I think he's just so afraid of not oh, he's actually gonna go aggressive again and attack face here. So TyBG is actually down to 16 life. I believe here he's probably thinking about playing the Ancient of Lore, or maybe clearing the board and then playing Ragnaros. But I'm not too sure. I think Ragnaros is a little bit too much of a toss-up in my opinion.
Yep, don't like the rag there.
Killing the 1/1 for the card draw is fine. See what he gets. He gets Keeper of the Grove, so at least he can silence the 4/5 now.
Yeah, for sure, he can silence the 4/5, and you know, hopefully find a way to remove it. But TaiBG here is in a bit of a tight spot because he's facing off with very aggressive minions across the board here. I'm just glad that so far Sinhuan still hasn't picked up the Savage Shot, which is gonna extend this game a little bit. But TaiBG, man, he can always run the Ancient of War, but that's gonna get chopped down by the Black Knight very, very quickly. And I guess he knows that as well. It's not gonna solve any problem here. So he is in a very bad spot.
He really is. I think, let's see here. I think TaiBG just... What I feel he is thinking right now is that he wants to set up a huge taunt. Oh yeah, he is gonna do it. Unfortunately for him, that's GG because Sinhuan's gonna be able to break through it with the Black Knight there.
I think that's game, right? No, is it?
No. It's not game yet.
Soon.
It's soon. Because Sinhuan doesn't have his combo up just yet. Let me take a look at his deck. Yeah, does he run? Does he run the combo here? No, actually he doesn't. Oh no, okay, he does. Force of Nature. Where's the Savage? Savage right, yeah, there we go. He doesn't have his combo yet, so he's not gonna be able to kill him just yet. But he will be able to do a lot of damage, so that is still fine. Look at that, down to 10 life already. Black Knight value is so good there, and he still has a huge board presence. And right now, TaiBG is pretty much screwed. I don't think he can come back into this game. Let's see here. If he no, is it enough? Actually, no.
No, there is okay. Effectively speaking, he needs to know for sure that the current blood is probably not gonna die. There's no way he could probably kill it here unless he silences it and swipes it. But even if he does that, it's gonna be too much resource there just for one dude. And yeah, there's no way he could probably avoid taking all this damage here. He's gonna lose this Druid mirror matchup here.
Yeah, the only reason he's gonna lose is because there's a swipe in hand for Sinhuan. Because if TaiBG swipes the 2-4 here. Oh wait, swipes too far? No. Swipes. Okay, so swipe the 4-5 and use that to kill the 4-1, and then the 2-3 to the 2-2.
I
so
guess
it's 8 damage and then 9.
Swipe.
But yeah, swipe. Yeah, that's
alright. So I guess that's gonna be game here, and Sinhuan's gonna win the first game. That's pretty good news for him.
It is. You could have actually gone for even much more perfect play by clearing the Keeper of the Grove on the board by swiping it as its main target. But yeah, he just wants to quickly get the game over with. So Sinhuan, man, looking pretty good here. His Druid deck got a whole head of steam in the early game, got the draws he wanted. The Innervate into the Druid of the Claw was probably one of the bigger things to take into consideration in the start of this game, and that's kind of what gave him the 1-up against TaiBG. So TaiBG, man, just couldn't find any answers there.
Yeah, just couldn't, and that's crazy to a certain extent. And we're now looking at a second game here. Sinhuan won the first game in the Druid mirror matchup. TaiBG is down by 1 game. Do know it's BO3 only, which means that you will only see 3 games at maximum. And if TaiBG loses this next one, it's gonna be a 2-0 straight victory for Sinhuan.
Yeah, exactly. Sinhuan is actually going to be facing the Mage here now. Now this is interesting because this Mage deck by TaiBG is actually called the Trap, and it's basically running with traps, and he also has the Kirin Tormage to help him, play the traps for free. So that's another thing to take into consideration here. Although looking at his deck, he only runs with 1 trap, and the only trap that is the Mirror Entity.
Wow, this is such a lag fest, man. Look at that. That's crazy. This is what 2 megabytes per second upload speed can do for you from these players, of course. But yeah, wow. Alright, so in the hand of TaiBG, we got double Fireball, a lot of Flame Strike there as well, and a very nice Harvest Golem. But I guess the Yeti is gonna be, I mean, this is just a bad matchup for TaiBG. The Mage cannot really do much of anything against Sinhuan's Druid here. We gotta understand that. And other than that, he's left with the Hunter, and I don't understand why he doesn't want to run the Hunter.
Yeah, I don't understand either. Like, the aggro Hunter would have a little bit more option here, but TaiPG decided that he feels that his mage deck has the power, and that's why he's gonna be able. I mean, that's why he's using it here. But yeah, I mean that Zen 1 turn 1 into the Yeti is really hurting TaiPG a lot right now. He's gonna probably just Wrath this and not even trade. Like he'll just Wrath, run the 4/5 into the face, 2/3 into 2/3 into the face, and just end the turn. It's too bad he's not at 4 mana. He would have been able to clear the board.
Yeah. And that just doesn't really work here for him. But that 4/5 is the problem here. He's actually gonna have to force himself to use a fireball to clear it, and that's a huge amount of advantage for Zen 1, I feel, because he does have Ancient Law to catch him into the card draw if he doesn't have enough going to the late game here.
Oh, Zen 1 actually looks in a bad spot now because he doesn't have any minion to play this turn. But on the bright side, turn 9 he will be able to finish off the mage fairly quickly, because he has that Force of Nature plus Savage Roar. The thing is, hopefully he has an answer for Hogger, because that would actually prove to be quite annoying in this game. TaiPG actually gonna just throw down the Acolyte of Pain there to get some card draw. And again, Zen 1 still has no play, so it's actually looking pretty bad. It's looking pretty bad for Zen 1. He doesn't have a minion he can toss out now. He does have Black Knight, but I guess he could Black Knight the Hogger, since he won't really have another option, and the fact that at least he puts a decent 4/5 minion on the board. He probably might be thinking about that, or he might just be even thinking about just playing Karen Bloodhoof. But I think he wants to get rid of the taunt ASAP before he's able to, do something else. He might even just think about using the Azure, but here I actually think that the Black Knight isn't such a bad play against the 2/2. So that at least when the next 2/2 comes out, if he's able to draw things like a Wrath, or...
Oh god, he's gonna fireball the 4/5, trust me.
Yeah, he's probably gonna, yeah.
Man, that's just crazy. But yeah, Hogger stays alive here, and now it's gonna be up to Zen 1. He needs a swipe to kill Hogger. That's gonna be a lot of value there for Zen 1, but does he get it? That's the question. And we're now looking at Zen 1 pick up a new card. And what's it gonna be? Is it a swipe? No, it's a Harvest Golem.
Ooh, this is not good. I actually think here he should Force of Nature, just to kill off the 2/2 and the 4/4.
Force of Nature to kill the 2/2 and the 4/4. Yeah, I guess he can do that. But he wants to save it for the combo. He already has it in the hand. And the only real problem here really is the 2/2 there. And the constant spawning of the 2/2, which is why he needs to kill Hogger. And the swipe can easily help him in that quest there.
Yeah, but he can't do it now, I suppose. I think his only option here is to actually just play the Azure Drake for card draw. Hopefully he gets a swipe, and then hero power up and end the turn. Well, I guess he's gonna go for play, which is just kill it off. So I guess that is also not as bad, because at least he gets rid of the imminent threat there on the board, the taunter, so that at least now Zen 1. Oh yeah, I mean Rag is an instant use here for sure.
Oh, from down under.
Yep. Look at that Fury Flame, right to the face, 15 damage, and there is nothing Zen 1 can do to get rid of this. So Zen 1's in a pretty bad spot.
Well, the thing is, he can always heal himself out very nicely with the Ancient of Lore, and that's not gonna help him achieve much of anything, I know, but it's one of many things he could probably do. He definitely cannot kill Ragnaros in this turn, don't get me wrong, but the other way he could play this is could go Azure Drake as well as Harvest Golem, which is gonna be 8 mana, drawing him one extra card, something that, some extra minions on the board, so that Ragnaros, hopefully the RNG doesn't go straight up to the face here. And there's always the possibility of it getting killed, but of course you try and buy yourself some time there, and that's what you could do.
Yeah, I think that Ancient of Lore is probably the play as well.
Yeah, Ancient Law will kill him up for sure. He needs to be very careful here. Oh, going for Crown Bloodhoof now. That's gonna be a really bad play, because we all know that that's only 1 minion. If he gets something like Polymorphed, if you look in the hand of TaiPG, that's just the card that I'm speaking of there, he will probably be able to address it very nicely and easily. Ragnaros deals 8 damage again. So I would either opt for going with the the heal or something like Azure Drake into Harvest Golem just for extra card on the board, so they could buy some more time. You draw into a swipe, maybe it's gonna help you. But yeah, I guess this is one of the evidence here of the Ting Monster nerf being too strong.
It's probably gonna get polymorphed. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, like I was saying, man, this is one of the prime example of the Ting Monster nerf really affecting druids a lot. Yeah. And now that you've got nothing to address Ragnaros, it's gonna delay damage all over again.
Yeah, also the major problem was that his thought was that if he plays he wants to have a minion board that at least if he picks up on a swipe, he can get rid of Ragnaros because it will come back to life. But I think he completely forgot about things like polymorph, or looking at his deck, maybe he thought that TaiBG doesn't run it. But a little to his demise, he does. And that's gonna hurt him a lot because he actually is gonna get even much more card draw now as well out of the Acolyte Pain here. Here he has to heal up. No option.
Well, he could have played Azure Drake and the Harvest Golem in the previous turn. Like I said, that's gonna be enough for a swipe plus Azure Drake kill. And even if the opponent does go for polymorph, you can only choose one or two, which means that you will always have at least one extra minion on the board to give yourself the extra chance to survive. But he does opt for the Ancient of Lore as well as the Ancient Watcher in this turn, which is okay, it's fine. You have 2 minions on the board right now, all of which are pretty tanky. And
Flame Strike.
Flame Strike is definitely gonna come in here. Wow, okay, maybe not. He's going for Defender Argus. So is he going for face? Does he want to YOLO this one up? Are you sure?
So he's hoping that Rag will hit face. Okay, that's a pretty interesting.
50-50. Does he hit the face? No, it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yep.
It would have been a much more better spot if he just Flame Strike, to be honest.
Now, does he silence Ragnaros? Because that's not gonna help him.
If he silence Ragnaros, he's just gonna die. He has to play Azure Drake and hope for a swipe.
Play Azure Drake and hope for a swipe. Yeah, I guess he can do that.
He can survive as long as Ragnaros doesn't hit his face.
He should have done that a little bit earlier.
His only option here now is to play the Azure Drake. He has to play it. Because even if he goes for heals, he will still die.
Well, he could also go for Ancient Law in the card draw. Hopefully picks out Innervate Swipe. But even then, it's not going to be enough to clear the board. So I guess he's kind of really royally screwed here.
Pure Power Up. That adds up to 12 life next turn. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage already. That clears the board, the 8 damage there. But you have Flame Strike and that's going to win in the game. There you go. Easy gaming. It's gonna be a game number 3 for sure.
Yeah, Ragnaros is gonna add this one up here for TaiBG, and TaiBG is gonna win the second game in the BO3 series, so we're through to the third and final game between TaiBG and Xinhuan. So how do you find that series there?
Very much in favor there for the mage. Like the major thing that kind of put him into a good position there was Hogger. Honestly, Hogger forced Xinhuan to remove his combination to kill off. Like, yes, if you notice, actually the mage was down to quite a decent amount of life already
16.
because of that. Yeah, because of that turn 1 Innervate coin into Yeti. It didn't really pay off there for him, I believe, because the Hogger was just basically the trump card that kind of stopped him in his tracks and let him out of steam. Because after that, as soon as the board was clear, the instant rag basically made it so much more harder for him.
For sure, and that's it. We have the third and final game. Xinhuan probably gonna use his Shaman here because he doesn't wanna lose out any more opportunity, and for sure it's gonna be a pretty interesting battle of the spells here. And we have a 1-1 game. It's the third match, the ace match here. TaiBG gonna be taking the bottom half of this board, and again he gets Hogger in the first hand. Does he keep it? Yeah, he does because he already mulligan. Alright. Xinhuan's gonna take the top half with the Shaman deck.
Okay, so Xinhuan is gonna go with a Shaman. Interesting. Well, the Shaman will be able to deal with all those pesky and annoying cards. So
Yeah, I mean, because Warlock generally you I don't know how he runs his Warlock because I haven't looked at that yet. But you have a lot more bot clear. You have a lot more instant removal coming in from Xinhuan's Shaman deck. So yeah, you were saying something about his Shaman deck. What's it about?
Who's Shaman deck? Xinhuan. Xinhuan's Shaman deck. He actually runs both the Leroy Jenkins and the Alakir. Usually, you only see one of them being placed in the deck. So he has double the charge combination there with the what do you call it? With the Rockbiter. So that's kind of interesting in my opinion. Because usually in most decks you either see Leroy Jenkins with that Wind Fury or Alakir. But yeah, here he's...
Wow. RNG, man. Thai BG RNG just too strong. Do you see the Arcane Missile?
I actually missed that, so I was looking at the deck list.
Okay, the Arcane Missile... okay, there was an Unbound Elemental by Xinhuan, and Arcane Missile, all 3 charges hit on that one, and he just pinged it off. So Unbound died.
Oh, that sucks. That he must be feeling pretty salty after that. That has got to really suck. Here he can shock the 1/3 for less card draw, but I think he probably just wants to totem up and end the turn.
I mean, you can totem up, but you want to save stuff from Earthshock a little bit for stuff a little bit bigger. But still, it's gonna be valid to kill this Acolyte here because you don't want the mage to have extra card draw so early on. He gets his spell totem, so that's gonna be a lot more enticing to do it now. But still, even if he does shock for 2 damage, he's not gonna be able to pick. He's not gonna be enough to pick him off the Acolyte of Pain. So, yeah.
I guess if he really wanted to do that, he could have just kept it and used Lightning Storm after, since he already had the spell totem. But I think he was just a little bit afraid of the spell totem dying.
Here comes the 06. So what he could do here is it's not gonna be enough for a Hex as well as the Lightning Storm. If he does Storm here, it's not gonna kill the Water Elemental. If he Hex, it's not gonna be able to Storm. He can Hex and Storm for checks, which is pretty okay. Overload by 1. But the same problem will then, just snowball to the next turn. And you gotta ask yourself if Water Elemental is worth the Hex though.
Yeah, exactly. Well, looking at Thai BG's hand, no matter what Xinhuan does, he's actually still pretty much screwed. He has both his double removals, double controls, which is the Hex is gonna go with your play, by the way. So, unfortunate for him, if he runs into things like Ysera and all that kind of jazz later on, which we did see, by the way, in the hand of Thai BG in the previous game.
Yep.
He's gonna be pretty sad about that.
For sure. And now what he could do here is, for Thai BG, I'm thinking he could just easily just ping down the O2, the spell totem. You wanna get rid of it. There's no doubt about that one there. The only problem is that he doesn't have much of any minion to play, and playing Earthen Ring Farseer so early on without much of any damage to the hero, it's gonna be a bit of a waste. He can heal up to 1/3, but that's just about it. And I guess, yeah, you need a ping there. So other than using a Frostbolt on the O2, which is a complete waste because it's just only a totem, there's nothing much you can probably do here.
Yeah, I think he's probably just gonna ping it, run the 1/1 into it, and then heal the 1/1 so that it doesn't instantly die to the Stormforge X. Even though it doesn't have the card effect, I guess it's still pretty fine because that stops the weapon usage coming up from Xinhuan there. But it will die to things like Storm, not Storm, to Lightning Storm, so that's something he has to take into consideration. Sorry.
Yeah, for sure. And now it's gonna be up to Xinhuan. Yeah, it's just gonna kill and knock off the 3/3 there. It's not gonna die, but it's gonna take 3 damage. Now back to Thai BG. And the Thai player here is gonna pick up a Polymorph, so yeah, that's actually a very good card. What he could do here is he needs to kill the 4/4 for sure, and Defender Argus is gonna be enough to pick that off with the other Ring Farseer buffed up already. I would actually I know he loves it if he could play Hogger, but he needs to be realistic here. There's no way he can play Hogger.
You could play Hogger if there was no Azure Drake there, because
yes.
I think Azure Drake is the major problem right now. with that spell damage. If he runs into things like a lightning storm, his Hogger can actually easily die.
He can actually Blood Mage Stalnose here plus Frostbolt, but we all know Lightning Storm's gonna come in next.
Yeah, so it's gonna be pretty sad for him.
There's nothing you could do about it, man. If you don't do that, you're gonna have to play Defender Argus, which again puts another minion at stake, and it's not good at all. So, yeah, I actually kind of like the Frostbolt play a little bit better. Plus, you get to ping his face, man, and you get to deal extra 4 damage there, so that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I think just Blood Mage Stalnose. Oh no, he's going to do this. He's gonna lose 2 minions though. Oh well, actually not true. He can save both minions if he doesn't get a spell totem, and he doesn't, and if Xinwan doesn't get the top roll on the lightning storm. So he's gonna have to hope that he doesn't get a spell totem here. I think, like, he can still get rid of the 2/4 because he has weapon charge. But he's probably thinking about playing the Azudric here again for just another card draw. But Azudric will die instantly to whatever, you know, TaiBG has. Like, he could Blood Mage and then Frostbolt it, and then ping it, and then keep going for face. But it will die next turn to things like a lightning storm. But I think definitely he should just let's see here. He's thinking about using the Argent Commander to kill a 2/4.
Yeah.
Which is not the best play in my opinion.
Yeah, the thing is, he definitely needs to play minion here. If not, Hogger's gonna come out, and again, it's the same old story. Of course, he can Hex after that, but that's not gonna be worth any value. And generally, I would say for sure the Mage is in a bit of a lead here. Arcane Intellect, perfect. He gets even further ahead in terms of card advantage. And Frostbolt's gonna be a pretty nice answer here against the Argent Commander. And the pressure is still there, so there we go again. TaiBG gets minion on the board, safe and sound, and Xinwan's not gonna have anything right now.
Yeah. Xinwan is pretty much in a bad spot. I believe here he's just going to play the Azudric. Or he could just play it, or he could just totem up.
Nah, Drake for sure. You wanna get extra card. Get the Rockbiter. Okay, great. All he needs right now is just a charge minion to make it a little bit better.
Just hero power first.
Yeah, you definitely need a hero power. There's nothing else you can probably do. Pray for a snake totem because that's gonna help him a lot.
If he gets it, that is. The sad thing is that his weapon is out of range for killing the 2/3. And that's why he's thinking, damn.
Doesn't get it.
Well, that will still at least help him to kill off the 2/3 if he decides to run his weapon himself into the 2/3 right now. Unfortunately for him, things like Arcane Missiles actually can do a lot of work here.
Oh, maybe even a ping. There we go. Look at that. TaiBG knows instantaneously it's gonna be a ping, and also the Arcane Missile is gonna come out here, and yep, pretty nice spread here, but it's not enough to pick off the Azudric, and you get Mirror Entity. Yep, pretty nice stuff here. Storm's gonna be so happy. Instant kill, instant wipe.
But the thing is, it's like Storm is only for mirror images and the 2/3.
Oh, sorry, not Mirror Entity. Shit, my bad. Mirror Image. That's right. That's a secret there. My bad. Yeah. He can Storm. I mean, it's looking pretty fair here. Of course, if it Storms the next turn, he risks the fact that his Drake might die.
Well, he should definitely still Storm, I guess, to clear the board. The thing is, he probably wants to save that for like things like Hogger and stuff like that, but I'm not too sure here in this kind of situation. I guess going for the Storm is fun, but he decides actually he opts not to go that. He's going to actually just... what is he gonna do? He's gonna kill off both of that?
Yep, just kill off the mirror. Images there. And probably defend the Argus to buff up, so you set up a little bit of a layer of defense here. But what he doesn't know is that Flameshark is gonna come in and everything's gonna die, man.
Exactly. He's gonna get so much value here. Uh-oh, yep. Is he gonna do it?
Just let go of the left click and you're dead. You're in a lot of trouble. Maybe not dead, but a lot of trouble. Oh, somehow you just see. You can feel it. Oh, maybe not. Alright, there we go.
Yep.
Storms are coming, for sure.
Then he's gonna run it into... Oh, he's not even gonna run it into the...
No, you used it already.
Oh yeah,
on
you
the
used it. Yeah,
mirror
to
image.
attack the... Yeah.
Well, look
Well,
at that
that's-
top deck Pyroblast. This is bad.
Yeah,
Doesn't
that's
even need
actually...
Mhm.
The reason he did that, I think, is to prepare for his Pyroblast, since you can't really play anything else on Pyroblast turn. Problem is that both these are probably gonna die to Lightning Storm.
But he's not gonna storm. I have a feeling he's just not gonna storm.
Yeah, he's probably just gonna Rock Biter Weapon, kill off the 2-3.
Yep. This doesn't warrant a storm, for sure. If he didn't storm just now, he will not storm now. Going for Rock Biter, knock off the 2-3. Very decent stuff you could do here. And yeah, that's about it, man. You don't really have much of any answer. The cards are just shit in the hand of Xinhuan. And all the Singapore players just don't have the RNG in the cycle.
Yeah, all the RNG went to the Filipinos here. That's why
Yeah,
we see
in
so
the
many
absence of Filipino, it will go to a tie.
people.
It's crazy, man, the cycle,
But-
and
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised because these are guys that played and had SG, and unfortunately they didn't get the better of the exchange.
luck just plays in a huge factor in APO3, and it's just looking really sad right now. Of course, in the hand of Thai BG, you have very good cards there. You got Hogger, you got Pyroblast, which effectively means that as long as he gets Xinhuan's health down to just 12 this turn, you can win this game instantaneously.
Xinhuan's
Oh, maybe
health
sorry,
down?
get it to 11. You can, as long as the Blum
Yeah.
is still alive.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's gonna be able to do that.
Oh, but look at the Fireball though.
Oh, there we go. Now he just needs the Pyroblast. Or
Fireball,
he could
Fireball,
yeah,
yep.
Fireball, and then
Go for
attack
first
face
power.
with
Next
the
turn,
weapon.
auto win, man. Look at that. Automatic win here for Thai BG, and unless Xinhuan has got some magic trick up his sleeve to pull up some bunny here and kill the mage, there is no way he can go about this here.
Yeah, and generally shamans don't have a heal in their cards, so yeah, he's pretty much screwed here.
This is the mage success story, man. Never really seen a mage win 2 victories after losing 1 game. This is just crazy. The Thais have a
Yeah.
different meta.
Lightning Storm comes out, not gonna kill the 4-4, but he
It's
can
not
run
gonna-
his 3-1 into it.
It's not gonna have any much of a difference because, yeah,
Exactly.
he's gonna get it. He's just gonna throw one big fireball to your face, and nobody can recognize you after that.
It's
just
too
like
bad
one,
for
one big Hadouken.
yeah, too bad for Xinhuan though. Let's see. Let me take a look at his deck. Does he have anything that can heal him? 5.
No, a shaman cannot
Four.
heal up. There's no way the shaman
Exactly.
can heal up. There's a bit of a misplay right from the previous game there.
From the previous game?
Yeah. I mean, if he didn't lose as the druid, he wouldn't be facing in this kind of trouble today.
Oh yeah.
Or rather, this third game, forcing to use a shaman against a mage. That's
There
crazy.
we go.
The Pyroblast. Yeah, pretty easy answer. And yeah, I guess Thai BG is gonna win the series here against Xinhuan, and the Thai player is just up 2 points, and Xinhuan still managed to get 1 point up from this series, so that's pretty decent stuff. And we have a 3-man group again because Exo Trigger is not able to make it today, or maybe he just pulled a no-show. He didn't even tell me about it, so that's really sad to hear. And my waiting list is also not responding, so this is just crazy. But yeah, again, huge congratulations to Thai BG, the first Thai player, in this in today's group here, and looking pretty good. How do you find his mage deck so far?
Oh, his mage deck is pretty interesting. I didn't really get to see the traps or the secrets, so to speak, because that's what his deck is called. You know, the trap. But either ways, he played it pretty nicely. He had all the answers he wanted against the shaman there, and the shaman practically just ran out of steam. So that was actually a pretty one-sided victory, to be honest, for Thai BG. Ever since the druid fell to the hands of the mage, so yeah, pretty good stuff. Pretty
Very
good stuff
nice.
coming from the mage.
I like that. I like the mage win because mage don't really win, but when they do, they win with style. The Pyroblast, really good stuff. That's it. Be able to hear Jump and Lark. We're gonna be back in about 5 to 15 minutes. It should be slightly faster right now since we're quite seasoned at doing this. And yeah, we're gonna have the next game, that's Zung versus well, Zenwan here. Yeah, that's right, because Zung is from Malaysia and I'm a little bit confused there. And I'm also changing the overlays here for Exo Trigger because it's not able to play today. Other than that, anything else there before we go for a short break?
No, not really. Just hopefully Zenhuan can steal his resolve and come back into the next couple of games. Shouldn't be too much of an issue for him.
Alright, so see you guys in the show while.